Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Moscow Board of Adjustments for April 26th, 2022. Our first order of business is the approval of minutes from last week. I didn't see any major corrections or even any typos. Did anybody else catch any?
Not I.
Coleman? Well, I have a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, I'll make that motion. I have a motion. I have a second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Abstention.
It passes. We are set on those.
I thought you said I have a motion.
I was trying to prod someone along. Amy.
Good evening, everyone. So tonight we are here for a conditional use permit application for 1980 Hershey Road here in Moscow, Idaho. The applicant has proposed to have a bed and breakfast inn within the moderate density single family R2 zoning district. Bed and breakfast inns are defined as establishments primarily engaged in providing short-term lodging for a duration of less than 21 consecutive days per guest for compensation in private homes or accessory buildings where the owner resides upon the property and where breakfast may or may not be provided. Short-term rentals, it's a short-term rental with one bedroom, one bathroom, a living area with a small kitchenette within an existing single-family home. It's accessed via a separate entrance on the east side of the home, and there is a maximum of 4 guests with a parking space for at least 1 car on site. So this is the subject property you can see here in red on Hershey Road, just west of Orchard, on the north side of Moscow. This is a closer up aerial image of the subject property. As you can see, it's a rather large lot. The bed and breakfast inn is located on the eastern portion of the property. This is the subject property from the front. You can see there's 2-car garage with a 2-car parking in the driveway. This is the subject property view from the east. So you can see right here on the eastern portion, this is a sliding glass door to enter the bed and breakfast. This is a layout of the floor plan. If the lights were dim, we could see it a little bit better, but as you can see, entrance is here just on the eastern side. You enter into the living room, dining room area. The kitchenette area is here, along with a living room here and the bathroom located. So again, this is the subject property and this is its zoning. It is a combination of R2 and suburban residential. Bed and breakfast inns are conditionally permitted within both of those zoning districts. The subject property is approximately 11,493 square feet. Like I said, west of Orchard, and it has 110 feet of frontage along Hershey Road. The surrounding properties all consist of single-family residences, and the vehicle access is via Hershey Road with a 60-foot wide. Vehicle access is on Hershey Road with a 60-foot wide right-of-way. There's a tree lawn and sidewalk on the south side, and it is considered a neighborhood street. So the recommendation tonight from staff is to approve the conditional use permit to allow the bed and breakfast inn as proposed at 1900 Hershey Road with no conditions, and to direct staff to prepare the relevant criteria and standards to approve at an upcoming meeting. I'd be happy to take any questions you might have.
I got one question.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, Amy, on page 1 of 5 in your staff review,
Yes.
it talks about bed and breakfast inns are conditionally permitted use within the R2 zone with the conditions that adequate off-street parking be provided. Well, Is that something that goes along with that use? Because on your staff recommendation, you said with no conditions.
It actually is, that's an outdated, that was required under previous zoning code. So that's an error in that it's not necessarily a requirement, although the applicant has provided that on-site parking space to accommodate for guests.
Okay, so that was an outdated
Correct.
part that's been updated.
Yes.
Okay, great, thanks.
Any other questions for staff? Seeing none, thank you very much. So now we'll open up the public hearing. If the applicant would care to come up and state your name and address for the record.
Good evening. My name is Jennifer Ewers, and this is my husband, Tim. And we are the applicants. We live at 980 Hershey Road in Moscow. A few of you know us. We are applying for the conditional use permit because we have a rather large home and only two of us are living there. We have two adult children who pretty much grew up in our home. And it's a 3,200 square foot house with a half basement where we made the Airbnb. We decided that since we don't really have any intention of moving in the near future, that would be a good use of the space. As Amy said, the entrance to the home is on the east side of the property. We have a keypad with that the guest punches the code in, and then that allows them to access the key to enter the residence. We have frequently used Airbnb when we travel, and we are familiar with the process. And one of the things that we love about Airbnb is that not only is the guest able to vet the owner of the B&B property, or the owner, because everybody who stays in the property submits a review, but also the guests submit a review of the property after they stay. And, the owner submits a review of the guest after the guest stays. And so when someone applies to stay at your B&B, they have a profile essentially that says, that has all of the previous reviews at places where they have stayed. And so we are very careful to only accept guests who have a good history of reviews. And we think that our B&B really adds to the community. Most of our guests have been parents of students at University of Idaho or Washington State University, or people coming to see games at UI or WSU. And so we kind of feel like it's a win-win situation because it's a useful use of our space, generates a little bit of income for us, and also generates income for the city of Moscow because those people go out and eat dinner and use the other services in Moscow. So it's actually been a very good experience so far as for what we have done. And we actually were surprised to learn that we are one of about 85 Airbnbs in Moscow. Did not know that until we got involved in this process. So it's a kind of a nice little secret. I think guests are always very responsible and responsive. So I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for the applicant? Seeing none.
All right.
Fair to sit. This seems pretty straightforward. That's probably why we don't have any questions for
All
you.
right, thank you.
We only have one other guest in the audience. Would you care to come up and speak for, against, or neutral? No. All right. Well, seeing none, then I guess we'll close the public hearing and open it up to the board to discuss. Marshall?
Yeah, well, I think it's very straightforward, and we do have other bed and breakfasts in town. And I think it's something that's needed in our town, and especially being a college town on busy weekends, so they don't have to stay in Spokane or Lewiston and commute here. And, I think it's a great idea, and I'm in favor of it.
Agreed. Other comments?
Yeah, I'd say it seems pretty straightforward as well. Seems to meet the relevant criteria and standards, and I think it's a good idea for the town also.
My wife and I use them when we go visit our kids in Boise. Kind of nice to have the option close in a neighborhood, close to where they're at.
It is. I agree. It's a nice, it's better. Well, I shouldn't say better because hotels have theirs, but to me, it's a nice alternative for my wife and I.
If you've ever tried to book a room on a game night in Moscow, you know how important this is.
Yes.
It's a terrible situation. And I've known Tim and Jen for many years. They're outstanding people and they'll do a fine job at this.
That's a good
Full
testimony.
and support.
Marshall?
Well, Joe, I guess I'd move approval of the conditional use permit with no conditions and direct staff to prepare draft relevant criteria and standards.
I have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second?
I have a motion. I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstain? It passes unanimously. Done deal. So our third order of business is actually the review of our findings of fact and relevant criteria from last week. I reviewed that as well. I didn't see any conditions that significant to the thing that needed corrections or even typos. Did I miss any? Did anybody have any comments on those?
I'd move for approval of the reasoned statement of relevant criteria and standards of the Hillcrest Motel project, period.
I have a motion.
A second.
I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain? Negatives? Passes unanimously. So those are our three main items. I know we have some forthcoming dates. I don't know if we're able to actually confirm any of those tonight, depending on what you heard today. Okay. Okay. I responded right away because my June's going to be super duper busy with a daughter getting married. So there's only one of those 4 days that I knew I could make. The first one is a maybe, kind of depends on work schedule, but that doesn't mean we have a quorum without me. So
I know a good wedding banker for you.
well, now I know where to direct folks looking for a place to stay when the hotels are booked. I'll send them on to the viewers. But what were those dates?
June 1 and 2 and May,
I want to say it was the
and May 17 and 31.
31. Yeah. The 31 was the one I knew I could do. That's a Tuesday. Then the others are Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday that week. And I want to say Tuesday the previous week. So I guess the sooner we can get responses back to staff,
Okay.
the better. So that we can.
Check with my wife and then I'll email you.
Jennifer, you want an email reply or can I tell you right now?
If you want to tell me right now, I'll write it down.
Okay, I can do 31 May and 1 and 2 June.
Okay, so you can do that week.
Yeah.
You can add 31 May to mine as well. I think I emailed you that the June dates would work, but what is Memorial Day?
It's the 30th.
It's the day before.
Okay, so this is a
Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Yeah, this would be a
Okay.
Tuesday.
Yep, that works.
The other date we need to discuss is a quick 5:15 RCS meeting for this hearing. Are any of you available Monday the 2nd, this coming Monday, Wednesday the 4th? And I have a conflict on Thursday, so either Monday or Wednesday for a 5:15 RCS approval. It takes
I could do Monday.
5 minutes.
Yeah, I could do Monday.
Okay.
What is an RCS approval?
That
So the document that I'll draft between now and that meeting, I'll draft a document that basically, there's an example of one in your packet. It basically talks about the facts that we discussed in the meeting here. And then it outlines the 7 relevant criteria and standards and how this project meets those standards. So it really becomes the official approval of your decision tonight.
Gotcha.
So we just happened to have two meetings back to back. So our approval of our minutes and then the last thing we did, the approval of the criteria, we usually just do that the following week.
Okay.
If we don't have a full on meeting at 7, we
Gotcha.
just do a quick 5 to 10 minutes max is usually all it takes to just review those notes and approve it.
I can do 2 and 4.
2 and 4.
And I can't get here from Spokane
So
quick enough
Tim
from
and
work, but if we
Marshall.
don't have enough for a quorum, I could always zoom in if
Right.
needed to any of these.
We got Tim and Marshall. Cole and Tim, do you know your availability?
Well, I'm going to a wedding down in California this weekend,
Oh,
so
yes, you are.
yeah, so I don't know that I'll be back in
Okay.
time, but I could Zoom as well if that was allowed. I didn't know that was an
We
option.
typically don't Zoom, especially now that things are all back in person.
Sure.
If we have to achieve a quorum, we can probably do that, but I don't think it's preferred.
If you need me, I'll make myself available. If it's not, that's fine.
Okay, perfect. Cole, are you available?
I am.
Perfect. I think if we can get Steve to commit, then we could probably do it. Why don't we do the 31st? Oh, sorry, wrong. Nope, the 2nd. Monday the 2nd. Yep. As long as we can get Steve.
That's, you
And
know,
then
that's,
we wouldn't have to
you know,
Zoom
that's
it.
Eid al-Fitr Day.
Oh, it is.
Whatever that is. What's Eid al?
I think it's the end of Ramadan, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Can I delete that event? I guess I
Comes
can.
up on my calendar. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, me too.
Too many things pop up on calendars nowadays.
Okay, so let's pencil that in then for the 2nd, Monday the 2nd at 5:15.
5:15?
Or do we do 5:30 with this group? It is 5:30. It's fair and affordable housing. It's 5:30. Okay. 5:30, sorry.
On
about that.
the
On Monday,
2nd.
Monday the 2nd, yeah. And Jennifer, will you confirm with Steve whether he can make it? Perfect. Oh, that's true.
She was going to be gone for all of April.
Okay.
Technically not in April anymore.
Okay. Well, if we could reach out to those two and see if we can get at least one here for sure, then we won't have to do Zoom at all. Perfect.
Awesome. Well, any other items?
That is all.
All right.
Well, I want to thank Marshall for, volunteering to be the vice chair. I thought that was
Yes,
pretty decent.
congratulations. I congratulated him on the elevator ride out.
Because I wasn't here. That's what I think.
Well, we welcomed
Thanks,
Cole
Tim.
last week. We welcome
I don't
Tim
think it
this
was,
week.
that wasn't my motion. I don't think.
I thought you were done with city business, Marshall. What happened?
How the mayor twisted my arm. I've been on the Board of Adjustment. I was on it the first time for 15 years. And then I don't know, it's been 3 years this time.
Oh,
Mhm.
no, it's been more than that because
think it's
I've been
been
on
more than
3 years and you were way out before me.
You put me on the board. It was one
I
of
know.
the last things you did as mayor. Well, all that said, I move to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye. All right. Good night, everyone.